He was this tall black guy that I literally just thought he was the cutest. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Queen C, back at it again. As you all know, I think most of you that's on here saw my Instagram story of a story time, and all of you said yes. Nobody said no, so I better get all the views because all of you said yes. So okay, we're gonna jump into it. We're not gonna use real names in here, okay? We're not gonna use real names. I ain't trying to out nobody. So I'm gonna look at things around me and we're gonna get started. Get your popcorn, get your Kool-Aid. Let's get this popping. So I met Spider-Man on Instagram a while back. I'm talking about, this was like close to 2 years ago this happened, okay? So I met Spider-Man on Instagram. He was this tall black guy that I literally just thought he was the cutest. Like, I thought, wow. So I don't know how we got to texting in the DM, but we did. And from there, it kind of just was like, oh, well, do you have this? Oh, well, do you have that? Like apps and stuff, like trying to see like what we could communicate on. Giving each other's Snap, and we added each other on Facebook Messenger. And we video called from there because neither of us had an iPhone at the time. And we talked that night. It was a night. It was like, I don't know what night, but it was nighttime. And we talked that night, and then we ended up just talking every day from there. And I remember thinking, like, my parents are not gonna like him. Like, they're not gonna like him. But I didn't care. So I continued to talk to this dude. We ended up going out. He would come over. My parents met him. My brothers met him. Like, a couple of family members knew about him. Like, yeah, it was really nice. We dated for like, I don't know, 5 months. So, and at that time, that was my longest relationship. Now that's not my longest relationship. I'm in a relationship for a year and some, and I really like it. So, oh, and I know, side note, but how do you guys like my hair? I just cut it, I think I'm gonna insert a clip of my hair. Do you still play?
I don't give a fuck.
Tell me if you like this one or the other one. This one's A, the other one would be B. So, oh, got a message. Okay. So we're talking, we're dating and everything, and all of a sudden things just get weird. Like, we weren't the same. He would be acting different, and I'd be like, man, like, what's going on with you? Why are you acting so weird? And it was after prom. So prom was March or April. Honestly, I forgot. March or April 4th or 7th. Damn, confusing. I think it was the 4th. So the 4th came, we went to prom, everything was great, and after that he just started acting different. Like, after that night, everything was weird, just weird. And he ended up posting this girl on his story. And I just looked at his story like, I know you didn't just post another female. Like, who does that? So he posted her, and I'm like, who's this? And he's like, oh, that's my cousin. She lives in she used to live in somewhere, but she moved out here because she was having like school problems, and she went to school. Mind you, he has a sister named Madden 16. He has a sister named Madden 16, and I was really close to both of them. Yeah, my nail fell off. It's okay.
He needs some milk.
Yeah. So I was really close to both of them. She had a boyfriend at the time, and we all went to prom together. It was really fun. So he says that she moved over here and she goes to his school now, and he just has to look out for her because she was in some trouble. And I'm like, oh, bet, like, okay, that's so nice of you. Like, oh, that's so nice, right? He posts her a lot. Like, I'm talking about every other day type thing. And I'm like, Then we used to have each other's passwords. He had my Instagram, he had my Snap. I had his Instagram, I had his Snap. One day, I get logged. No, one day, I don't know what happened, but I was logging into his Snap. And it told me I couldn't log in. Like, the password was changed. And I was like, did you change your password? And he was like, no, it happened to me too. And I'm like, it happened to you too? And he's like, yeah, it happened to me too.
Stupid.
I'm like, oh. So, I guessed another password. And I'm right. So I get in, and I see their text. And he's telling her, like, oh, I know how to cook. I'll cook you something. They're sending hearts. And I'm like, I don't do that with my cousin, so how are you doing it with yours? So I proceeded to get mad and text him like, that's not your cousin, what are you doing? And he was like, that is my cousin, and da-da-da. He had 2 phones, by the way. Oh, then mind you, before that, I had got logged out again on his account. After I sent him that text, I got logged out again, and I said, you changed your password? And he was like, no, my account's just acting weird. Then he posted a whole new Snap account on his Instagram, and it's like, oh, I have a new account, go add it, whoopty whoopty whoop. So I add that one. He gives me the password to that one. I'm thinking that's the only one he has, okay? So, mind you, I'm telling him, like, that's not your cousin, blah, blah, blah. He's like, do you want to see, like, she's my cousin, like, do you want proof? And I'm like, yeah, I want proof. So he FaceTimes me and FaceTimes her at the same time because he has 2 phones. He puts them together, and he's like, let me get a name for her. And he's like, I don't like that. He's like, Flash, tell my girlfriend who you are. And Flash is like, oh, hi, I'm his cousin. Like, I heard so much about you. And I'm like, you are? She goes, yeah. And he was like, can you please tell her why you came out here? And she tells me exactly what he told me a couple days ago. I think like a week ago. So I'm like, oh, my bad. Like, I'm tripping. I'm like, dang. I feel, at this point in my head, I'm like, damn. Like, I feel so retarded just for even thinking that it was someone else at this point. Like, he's been a good boyfriend to me. He's never did anything weird.
Stupid.
Like, I'm just like, wow, okay. Sorry. So, time goes on. He posts her. They end up going on a field trip together at their school. They end up going on a field trip together. And they sit next to each other. And he posts a picture of her and him together. And then she posts a video of him with hearts. And I was just like, I don't do that with my cousins. I know who my cousins are. I don't do that with my cousins. Wouldn't even think about doing it with my cousins. So I'm like, okay. They already told me, like, what's the deal and everything. So I wanted braids in my hair. I wanted, like, box braids for the first time, just because. And my mom said she would do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So this took, like, a 2-day process, though. The first night she does my braids. Oh, I hate that night. So the first night she does my braids, I get a text from him saying, do you think I'm cheating on you? And I'm like, no. I mean, I did until, like, we talked it out. And he's like, okay, good, because I love you, this, and that. You're my everything. And I'm like, oh, I love you too. This boy, the same night, is like, oh, okay, I'm going to go out with my friends. I'm like, cool, okay, bye. Because my mom's doing my hair. I ain't got much to do anyway. So she does, like, the whole outside of my hair. Like, there's, like, a bun in the middle that's not done. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we put all the hair up in, like, a really big bun that night. And I remember something just felt off. Like, for, like, the past week, something just felt off. And I'm like, dang, something is off. Like, something's wrong. Mind you, he had started slowly taking down our pictures and my pictures off his Instagram. Like, he just slowly just ended up being like 2, and there was a lot more than that. So I'm like, okay, something just feels off. Like, I feel it. It's like a gut feeling. But I had never had a gut feeling till this day. Like, I never had anything like that feeling. So I just thought like I was just really being paranoid. So I call his sister, Madden 16, and I'm like, hey, because I'm teary-eyed, but I'm kind of just like talking to her because we talk all the time. And I'm like, hey, you know, I felt really bad. Like, I thought that your brother was like cheating on me with, what did I say her name was? Well, I thought your boyfriend was cheating on me with such and such. And she's like, huh? And I'm like, what? And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, because I know she's your cousin and everything, and I'm just so sorry. And she's like, that is not our blood. And I was like, what? My whole mood instantly, like, I just started crying. So she's like, see, like, that's not our cousin. And I'm like, what do you mean that's not your cousin? She goes, no, this girl came out of nowhere to the school, and he started being all up on her, and I thought, like, he kept telling everybody at school that you guys were over and that you were just holding on to him and didn't want to let him go, and he felt bad for you, so he kept your pictures up, and he kept your name in his bio. But yeah, he was telling everybody you guys broke up. She was like, we went on a field trip and they were all kissed up, hugged up. He was giving her hickeys. I was so hurt. So what I did, I texted him and I was like, well, I called him after that and I said, really? Like, I literally just talked to your sister. Like, don't sit here and lie to me. And he didn't. He just hung up in my face. So I texted him and her, and I texted the girl. And I was like, you have to be one low female to get on the phone with me and say you're his cousin. Like, who does that? Who gets on the phone with somebody's girlfriend and is like, hey, I'm his cousin, whoop, just to go play with him behind her back? Like, what is the point? You guys just want to make me look stupid. So I'm like super mad at this point. I text her and him and his sister, Madden 16. We all get in a group chat. Me, Spider-Man, Madden 16, and whatever I called the girl. So I'm like, who do you want, me or the girl? And he's like, I want her. So then almost slipped and said the name. Madden 16 was like, are you serious? You want such and such over C? C is so this and she's so this, and you're gonna trade her in for a girl. Mind you, this girl is like half our age, okay? Like, this little girl was like 14. Like, and he's like 18, 19. So I was so pissed. I was like, oh my God. So at this point, I'm like, all right, cool. You want her, have her. I get off everything. He calls me that night and is like, I'm so sorry. I want you back. And I'm like, are you going to stop talking to her? And he goes, no, I can't. And I was like, why can't you? And he was like, because, you know, I don't know, but can I just have both of you? I said, who, what? He said, both of you. I said, both of us how? He was like, in a relationship. I hung up the phone. I didn't talk to him. And then he called me the next day. And that day was the day my mom finished my braids. And he called me that day telling me, I'm so sorry, I want you back. Like, I stopped talking to her. And I kid you not, I don't know how this happened, but as he's telling me that, somebody sends me a screenshot of them two kissing on his Instagram. He posted it as like an actual post, and then he posted the story of them on the bus giving her a hickey. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, you're on the phone with me telling me, like, you want me back when you just posted this, like, a minute ago. So I'm like, oh, really? You do? Really? Oh, really? Because I just got this, and I sent it to him, and he hangs up the phone. I'm like, oh, my God. So then his girl, sends me screenshots of him the last night when he first called me telling me he wanted me back and he wanted both of us, telling Spider-Man, telling the girl he cheated on me with, oh, she's falling for it, she'll do the whole 3 relationship thing, ha ha ha, this and that, she's so gullible or something like that. I'm like, really? Really? Okay, cool. So then he calls me back and he goes, I know it seems messed up, but I really do want you back. And I'm like, bro, stop calling me. Like, stop. You're done. You're over. Like, what are you doing? So then she texts me again and she's like, I just want to let you know how sorry I am and blah, blah, blah. And I knew I should have been the bigger person and said, okay, but I didn't. And I went off on her so bad. Like, y'all, if I had the screenshots, I'd show you. But it was just a bad time. And then that's about it. I mean, and then after that, I just was sad for a little bit. I mean, I had to bounce back, but I did bounce back, and I am in a relationship. He's pretty great. His name's Matthew. I'm really happy. And he is more of a man than I think any guy that I've ever dated will be. So I really appreciate him, and I appreciate everything he does for me. We've been together a year and stuff. And yeah, so like and comment on this video, because I honestly really wasn't gonna do it. Like, I was tripping. But like and comment your dog's name, comment how your day was, comment how you like this video, and comment my hairstyle, because I'm gonna put a picture of what my hair used to look like and now. So, and comment anything you guys want to know about me, or anything that you guys were confused on in the story, or if the story was confusing or something. But I'll catch y'all later.
Acting naughty in this party, the way you moving your body, trying to get you to the room and beat that pussy like I'm Ali. Pretty sure you heard about me, so you know I'm making statements. When I'm done with you, girl, don't try to cuff me like the stations. I don't really do relations, but we rocking like a ship. Ride for me, baby.